Hello everybody. Today we're going to go over series circuits math. This should be pretty straightforward, and it's a good primer for us when we go forward for our parallel and then eventually combined circuits. And this one's a little bit more easier because it's pretty upfront. So let's get going. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in here just so we can see some stuff. So here's our circuit that we're working with. It's pretty basic. We have our two resistors here in series. And there's a couple of things I've already filled out on our table here. This is where we're going to put all of our answers just so it makes sense to us. And so when we pass in work, we have everything laid out. So the first thing we know from looking at our facts about series circuits is our current is the same across the whole thing. Resistance is just R1 plus R2 for total resistance. And voltage is, we already have voltage, but that's also V1 plus V2 equals V total. So let's look at our circuit here. So we already know what the total voltage is, so I put that in. And then once we add these two resistances together, we know what the total resistance is, which is 220. Now that we know this, we can move forward and get our current total. Let me bring up my little calculator here. Clear that. So to get current total, if we look here for current, go down to Ohm's law. To get our amps, we need to take our volts and divide them by ohms. So our volts are 9 divided by 220. That gives us 0.04 amps. So I'm going to put this right here. 0.04. Now the cool thing about that is because we know now that that is what the total amount is, because we use these two values, our two totals, to find the total amperage. If we look at our facts about current series circuits, current is the same across the entire circuit. So we can take that 0.4 and put it for both of these. Okay. Now we got to do the fun part. We got to go find our voltage. And how do we find voltage? Well, let's see. Ohms times amps equals volts. And this is also where we get to check our work a little bit too. So let's start that up. So ohms times amps. So let's do R1 first. 100 times 0.04 equals 4. So that's 4 volts. So let me grab my Tux tool here. 4. Okay. Now let's do the last one. Same situation. Times 0.04. 4.8. Oops. Put this right here. Okay, so let's do some adding here, because we can see here with our voltage, right? So V1 plus V2 should be V total. So we can tell right now that's not going to be 9, but it sure is pretty close, right? Okay, 8.8, it's almost 9. So a lot of that was probably lost when we did when I didn't add all the extra numbers to the amperage that we had. So that's just a way that we can check ourselves to make sure that we've done everything correctly. So this is just the basic series circuit overview. It's very basic, right? It's series. But we're going to use this eventually when we get to when we do combined circuits, and it'll make a lot more sense when we get to that point. But this is pretty straightforward. Hope you understood it. You can watch the video again if you need to. Have a good day.